Hello, Namaskar, Mitti Muskurayegi. Today we will talk about how to increase the yield by reducing chemical fertilizers. Some people think it's not possible. So let us see what we talk today to increase the yield with reduction in chemical fertilizers. I say yes, it is possible. How it is possible, let us understand. First, let's talk about farming. Farming is the profession of the farmers and why the farmers are doing the farming. Like everyone, they also want to meet their needs, and farmer needs are no doubt he want good health for himself, for his family, and to enjoy life he want money also. So two basic needs: good health and has money in his pocket. So farmer needs can be met by more yield, and that yield of good quality. The two things are very important for farmer: more yield and the quality of the produce. These two things can be obtained by seeing the five very important factors for this. Which are these five important factors? The number one most important is the soil. If soil is good, soil is healthy, soil is fertile, soil is productive, no doubt farmer will get more yield, and that is of good quality. So we should take care of the soil first for the good agriculture, for better yield. Then nutrition management. On the basis of the soil test and the crop requirement, we have to provide the fertilizers and nutrients so that crop can take the optimum quantity, optimum dose of nutrients. So this is the second important factor for more yield and of good quality. That is the balanced nutrition for plants. Number three is stress management. Like human beings, plants also feel stress. Either it is biotic or abiotic. In abiotic stress, this high temperature, low temperature, high moisture, low moisture means drought situations, then salinity, alkalinity of the soil conditions, or some chemical is sprayed on the crop that also cause stress to the crop. So if we manage the stress, then we can get the yield, and that is of good quality. So stress management is important. Then no doubt crops are attacked by different pests, either it is insect or disease or weeds. So by managing the pest very well, we can get the more yield, and that is of good quality. So pest management is fourth very important parameter for meeting the farmer needs. And the last is the farmer itself who manages the farm. So farm management is also very important. So five factors are responsible for more yield, and that is of good quality. So now one by one we will talk about all these five factors. So first talk about the good health. Good health of a farmer or any individual. Like every human being, every farmer wants good health for himself and for his family. Just think what we consume or what we take inside our body, or what is the fuel of our body. You all knows that air, water and food, these three things we put in our body. And naturally, all these three things we get from soil. And soil is very important for everyone. If soil is healthy, then we can all be healthy. Because by air means oxygen, water and food, these three things are very important for us. And all these three things we are getting from the soil. So hence, understand the importance of soil for everyone. That's why we talk about mitti muskurayegi, soil will smile. So this is very important thing. Healthy soil leads healthy life for all of us. So let's talk about soil. To get good produce from any crop, first and most important condition is to have the healthy soil. Healthy soils are balanced in nutrition, in microbes, and have normal pH, EC, and other parameters of soil health. Healthy soil also contains air, water, minerals, and organic matter in appropriate ratio. In general, it is 25, 25, 45, and 5% respectively. Means a healthy soil contains 25% air, 25% water, 45% mineral, and 5% of organic matter. So it should be available in the appropriate ratio. Means all the soil which are healthy are good in physical, chemical, and biological properties. But due to extensive agriculture and imbalance, as well as excessive use of chemical fertilizer, soil is becoming unhealthy, which results in stagnation of the yield that you can see around. Since last many years, the yield of wheat, rice, cotton, or whatever the crop you take is almost same in last many years. So yield is getting stagnating. And what farmer want? Farmer want more yield, and that is of good quality. It means we have to keep our soil healthy to get the more yield per unit land area. How we can keep our soil healthy? This is very important thing to know. And one thing comes to our mind, that we should reduce the chemical fertilizer application and optimize the use of chemical fertilizer which are applying to the crop. Just think for a moment. Whatever the chemical fertilizer which we are applying, are we applying it to the soil or the crop? No doubt answer is yes, we are applying for the crop. But do you know, whatever chemical fertilizer you are applying in the crop, is your crop utilizing it fully? The answer is no. So what to do? Increase the utilization. You have applied the fertilizer, but that has gone to the soil. How much has been utilized by the plant, that is more important. But how it is possible? This is possible by using Ecomax and Azomax. Ecomax can reduce the phosphatic fertilizers like DAP, SSP, NPK, and Azomax can reduce the nitrogenous fertilizers like urea. Now let us see how Ecomax can reduce DAP or phosphatic fertilizers. First, let's understand phosphorus is totally immobile nutrient. It doesn't move in the soil at all. Larger part of phosphatic fertilizer applied in soil remain away from the plant roots, means that is not available to the plant. You can understand like this. Suppose this is your land profile and the phosphorus is lying in your soil like this. Then you applied the seed in the soil and the roots goes up to a level, and you can see the phosphorus which are lying in the root zone, plant can take it. But the phosphorus which is lying away from the root zone, plant cannot take it because that is away from the root. So if we take the roots to that level, phosphorus which is lying away from the root zone like this, so the phosphorus which is lying away from the root zone can also be taken by the plant. And that Ecomax does. The primary work of Ecomax is to bring the nutrient which are away from the root zone, bring it to the plant, and similarly the water which is lying away from the root zone, that also comes to the root. That gives the drought tolerance power to the plant. So that Ecomax does. And it is just like to have the coconut water without touching the mouth to the coconut powder. So coconut water can be consumed with the help of the straw. So Ecomax provide a straw to the root and the nutrients. So that's a good example to understand it. The benefit of Ecomax we can understand like this. By applying Ecomax, we can reduce the phosphatic fertilizer like DAP by 40%. Plant get more nutrients which were not available to the plants lying away from the roots. So because of the Ecomax can be uptaken in the more quantity. Then plant gets drought tolerance. Yield increase by 8 to 10% despite of the reduction in the phosphatic fertilizer, and farmer is spending no additional money. It is the same cost because whatever the DAP you are reducing, almost on a similar cost you are using the Ecomax. So there is no additional cost to the farmer. Basically, it's a diet change of the plant. Earlier you were giving 100% of chemical fertilizer to the crop, 100% of phosphatic chemical fertilizer. I am saying you reduce it and use some biofertilizer like Ecomax. So it's a diet change, no additional cost. Soil will remain healthy because less chemical will go to the soil. Since less chemical go to the soil, soil will remain healthy. Now let us go to the another. How Azomax help in reducing the urea? You all are knowing that there is 78% nitrogen in our atmosphere. And as I have told you earlier that in soil, 25% air is there. So that 25% air which is inside the soil, that also contains 78% of nitrogen. But that nitrogen form is in N2 form. N2 form means two nitrogen are clubbed with each other, bonds with each other. This bonding nitrogen N2 is not taken by the plant. So some bacteria apply in the soil and that breaks down this combined nitrogen to different nitrogen. Two different molecules of nitrogens are there. And when we apply water into the soil, one nitrogen by mixing with hydrogen make it ammonia. Another nitrogen mixing with oxygen making a nitrate. So both ammonia and nitrate are the available form to the plants. Thus we are putting a factory of urea in your crop, in your field, and that urea keep producing small quantity of that urea factory which is in your field giving nitrogen to the crop. You can reduce the nitrogenous fertilizer urea by 15 to 20%. So these are the benefit. Urea can be reduced by 15 to 20%. Plant get nitrogen till maturity. This is very important. Whenever you apply urea in your crop, that is consumed in maximum 15 days. After that, no nitrogen, no urea. But if you have applied Azomax in your soil, it will keep providing nitrogen till maturity. And it will be good for the good maturity of the grains. So plant get nitrogen till crop maturity. And since it is a seed treatment product, only 10 gram of Azomax is sufficient to treat 1 acre seed quantity. And that is very easy to apply. Yield also increase 8 to 10%. No additional cost, because if you reduced half a bag urea, almost similar cost of Azomax. So no additional cost. Basically, this is also a diet change. Rather than giving entire chemical in through urea, we are taking something from environment. Since less chemical, less urea will go to the soil and soil will remain healthy. So Azomax and Ecomax help in reduction in chemical fertilizer, and in other words we can say when less chemical will go, soil will remain healthy. At the same time, without adding the cost of the farmer, we are getting the increase in the yield by 8 to 10%. Now it is important that how to believe this. There must some proof. So here I have listed down the some proofs. proof of yield increase despite of reducing chemical fertilizer. We have done some institutional trials, and these institutional trials have been conducted on wheat. One is Directorate of Wheat Research, Karnal. Another wheat crop, it is ICR, Indian Agriculture Research Institute, Karnal. Then cotton, Agriculture Research Station, Sri Ganganagar, which is under Agriculture University, Bikaner. Then cotton, Dr. Punjab Rao Deshmukh, Krishi Vidyapith, Akola. Groundnut, Rajasthan Agriculture University, Bikaner. Soybean, ICR, Indian Institute of Soybean Research, Indore, Madhya Pradesh. Rice, Vidhan Chandra Krishi Vishwavidyalaya, Nadia, West Bengal. Rice, ICR, Indian Agriculture Research Institute, Karnal. Potato, Sardar Kushinagar Agriculture University, Dantewada, Gujarat. And so many in-house trials for all the crops we have done. In all these institutions, one thing was very clear, and that is, despite of reduction in urea and DAP, and by using Ecomax and Azomax, yield goes up. So if these institutions are saying the same thing, I think that should be the major reason to believe what I am saying to you. What are the findings of these trials? I am giving you example of rice which was conducted at ICR, Indian Agriculture Research Institute, Karnal. You please see at the bottom, when 100% NPK recommendation is used by the farmer, means 218 kg of urea, 375 kg of SSP, 0 of Azomax and Ecomax, means the recommended dose of nitrogen and phosphorus when it is applied to the soil. The grain yield was 4156 kg. Now let us see the treatment 1. This treatment shows that 100% of recommended NPK, and we added 25 gram of Azomax per hectare in the seed treatment. The yield has gone up from 4156 to 4916. Just see the yield increase with 100% recommendation of NPK plus 25 gram of Azomax, and just see 8 quintals approximately yield goes up. Rice crop. Second, if we have reduced the nitrogen by 25%, means 75 nitrogen was given, yani instead of 218 we have given 164. Phosphorus is the same, 375 kg of SSP, and gives 25 gram of Azomax. By reducing 25% of urea, still the yield goes up from 4156 to 4538 kg, means approximately 4 quintal yield goes up despite of reduction in 25% of nitrogen. Then in treatment 3, we kept the nitrogen same, means 218 kg, and also SSP the same, 375 kg, means recommended dose of nitrogen phosphorus, and apply 5 kg of Ecomax G per hectare basis. The yield increases from 4156 to 4540 kg, approximates against 4 quintal yield goes up. Now in next treatment, we have reduced the phosphatic fertilizer by 40%. Just see, it's very interesting. By using Ecomax 2 kg, we have reduced our SSP fertilizer from 375 kg to 225 kg, means we reduced by 40%, apply only 60% of phosphatic fertilizer, and just see the yield increase. 4156 to 4950 means 8 quintal yield has gone up despite of the 40% reduction in phosphorus. So this analysis shows you that by reducing 25 kg, 25% of urea, approximately half bag acre, and 40% of phosphorus, approximately 25 to 30 kg per acre, we can get the much better yield. And by getting better yield, with the same expenses, no extra expense, we can keep our soil healthy. So by going through this analysis, we must believe that by reducing chemical fertilizers, we can get the better yield, more yield, and that is of good quality because less chemical has gone to. So what is the conclusion of today's presentation? By using Azomax and Ecomax, DAP or SSP can be reduced by 40%. Urea can be reduced by 15 to 20%. If consumption of chemical fertilizer is reduced, import will be reduced, good for our economy. We must know that the consumption of our country is 300 million ton. 100 million ton of fertilizer comes from other countries. So if we reduce by 25% overall consumption of N and P fertilizer, our import can be reduced, and that will definitely very good for our country's economy. And when chemical fertilizer will come down, definitely subsidy amount will come down. Again, add to our economy. These two factors are very important. Then soil will remain healthy. Yield will go up without adding cost to cultivation. And produce will be good, being produced with less chemical fertilizers. Crop will absorb more nutrients, will lead balanced fertilization. Chemical fertilizer efficiency will go up, means we can get the more yield by applying less chemical fertilizers. Crop can sustain even if some delay in irrigation or rains because it enhances the drought tolerance of the crop. And soil microbes will go up, and soil microbes are very important to make the soil fertile. So these are the benefits of using Azomax and Ecomax in your crop to reduce the chemical. So lastly, I say thanks, but remember to reduce the chemical fertilizers and get the better yield. Mitti muskuraegi. Thanks a lot.